Coach, big game, LA. What have you seen out of maybe doing some study film on him and what you're kind of expecting to prevent from that team?
It's very hard because they've just taken a bunch of injuries. So we don't really know who's, well, we know a couple guys that are definitely out, but who's in, who's kind of in. You know, does Zlatan come? I mean, those are question marks. So main focus has been our team, making sure our team is correct. And then preparing for the individual players that they have, because they do have a very talented team.
Brad Smith has been limited all week. What's his status and what's going on?
If he can play, he'll play. If he makes it, if he comes and trains in full tomorrow, he will play.
You've drawn both matches that you played against the Galaxy since Ziggy took charge. Tactically, do you think the two of you just kind of know one another so well, you're the perfect foil for one another, or is there something else in that?
I'm sure at some point one of us will win, so I don't know if you would say that we're tactically completely the same, but sure, there's a lot of things I learned from Zig. Hopefully there's a lot of things that he took from me in our time together, but a lot of that stuff is just coincidence.
Looked like Handwalla was out there running with the team today. Where's his progression?
He's in full. He's available for selection.
How is Víctor doing?
Available for selection.
How satisfying is it for you to start to finally put out a lineup consistently every week instead of having to juggle so much?
Well, it's good and bad. I mean, it's good to have a consistent lineup, but we got a lot of talented players. Now we're 14, 15 players deep, so how do you keep those other guys engaged? How do you keep them game fit? Those are the questions that we have now, so it's never easy. It's always you got one problem to solve or you got another problem to solve, so it's always challenging.
Christian talked about trying to get Raul the ball more and his limited touches in the last week. Thoughts on that going in LA?
Yeah, that was just maybe another circumstance of the game. I mean, not every game is going to be perfect in all areas. I'd have to go back and look at how many touches he got against San Jose, and he got the goal that gave us 1-0. So, how do you factor that in? Yes, we'd like to be involved more, but look, I don't care if he touches it 10 times if he scores 3 goals. It doesn't matter to me.
Was there any behind-the-scene action when it came to that issue at the end of the game against Dallas, or whether it was to try to get...
That's all done and dusted. He's available to play, so that's over. I was happy with the composure of the team at the end, and we're moving forward.
Moving forward in another way, not to jump ahead, but a story came out this week with Caleb Porter, former coach of the Timbers, indicating that he would never want to coach in Seattle. Did you see that, and do you have any thoughts on that?
You're talking about the one that was in the Athletic
Yes.
or something? Yeah, it was a good article. It was a good article. I mean, Caleb's entitled to his opinion. He said it in the vein that he wouldn't want to disrespect what he had done in Portland. Caleb actually, was born in Washington. I'll have you guys know that. He is a good guy. I do talk to him, and I wish him the best. He'll be back in the league at some point, and he certainly is entitled to his opinion.
When you get a guy like Brad late in the season, or really any quality player, you said you took him out as a precaution of the last match. Is there any inclination to maybe try to ease him into things as much as possible, or at this point in the season, do you kind of just have to tap him on the shoulder? And
well, he was different because he came from a preseason over in England, so he had a preseason. Normally, if you get a guy, and it all depends on what they've done in the previous 3, 4, 5 weeks prior to them arriving, there's that little lag time when you have to get visas and stuff like that, if he has to travel back and forth to do all of that. But no, he was ready to go, and again, like I said, I mean, things happen, and if he can get fit, great, he'll play. If not, I've got plenty of capable players to play in that position.
Have a good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
La Liga reached an agreement recently to start playing a couple matches a year in the United States. Do you have any particular feeling about a foreign league playing league competitions?
It's like the NFL playing in Wembley. I mean, it's good. If they want to do that, that's good. It exposes the sport a little bit more to Americans. Shows that soccer is a world game. So I think it's okay.